Hello and welcome back everybody, I'm One Proud Bavarian and we have gained so many mechanics in the last episode, it's crazy. Before we do anything else, let's look at the hierarchy here. Marat, nicknamed the conscience of the nation, he is the editor of the self-published newspaper Friend of the People. Disliked by the Girondins, tolerated as a necessary evil by the Jacobins, he can smell the dirt on a person's hands better than a trained pig smells truffles. He does not shy away from publishing denunciations brought to him by fellow convention members in an attempt to undermine the credibility of their political adversaries. He's a bit of a twat. Revolutionaries want an acquittal. In this case, the common folk want the death penalty. The death penalty. If anything, we should definitely go with the revolutionaries here, I suppose. It's kind of disappointing. What I will say is it's kind of disappointing so far that, like, everything did develop to a thing where just, like, decide on based on what it says up here, you know? What I think is right or wrong actually does not matter at all. Anyway, he's lying. Good relation with the youngest son, like he used to back in better days. Good relation with the wife. Nice. Nice. Well, this is looking good. And I guess we should just jump right into the case files. Some time has passed since the liquidation of the widely hated Ferme Générale. The institution paid duties to the former king and then often brutally collected liabilities from the people, usually with considerable interest. Now, the National Convention has made the just decision to try all former fermiers généraux who collected taxes from farmers. We will present the evidence against one of them, Antoine Lavoisier. The very first evidence of his guilt is the sheer fact that he earned his post through nepotism. Aside from collecting taxes from starving peasants, he was also involved in all manners of businesses, and not always honest ones. Several witnesses have claimed that he was frequently trading in damp tobacco, sold at exorbitant prices. We have not found any indication of this aforementioned adulteration in Lavoisier's documents, but it is a topic widely discussed on the streets of Paris, so it's a rumor. Doesn't really count as evidence. He used money from the taxes to finance his private laboratory, where he carried out many chemical experiments. Many Parisian chemists that were approached during the investigation called Lavoisier a brilliant scientist. Of course, this alone does not mean treason. However, the accused frequently corresponded with foreign scientists. We have established that he supported them with the money taken from French peasants, and it is possible that he was also sharing the results of his research. Why not keep it all for the French people? This man is innocent. I mean, pardon my French, but makes no sense for me to even think about imprisoning him. Did the defendant confess to the crime? How did the defendant explain his work as a tax collector, and did the defendant send money to foreign scientists? Right. Yes, punish those filthy leeches. Those people simply must be decapitated. They symbolize everything the common Frenchman revolted against. Please introduce yourself. My name is Antoine Lavoisier. What is your occupation, Mr. Lavoisier? I aided tax collection in the Ferme Générale, and I am also a scientist. Allow me to add immodestly that I have made a number of very important discoveries. Do not boast before the court. Sure, tell us how you ate pâtes bought with our money. Pâté bought with our money. Amazing. Let's talk about the questions here. So we have scientific research, which is either personality or extenuating circumstances. It's the circumstances. Foreign scientists, which is counter-revolutionary. He is a brilliant scientist, which is his personality. Fraud with the Ferme Générale, that is either accusation or evidence, in my opinion. Let's go with accusation. We got it. Various businesses is evidence. Alright, the report is evidence, though. The Ferme Générale, what would that be? Counter-revolution. Or accusation, I think. There you go. And then various businesses is offender's personality. I got a new achievement. Let's take a look at what this is. Unlock all questions in 10 cases. Let's go! Easy money. Alright, is this a 10th case? Oh, the case with the kid counted? What? Aside from your position at the Ferme Générale and your scientific works, I kind of want to see him go, you know? How did you become a Ferme Générale? There so many rumors about it. Let's take a look at how these are affected here. Sending him to prison wouldn't be too bad. Oh my goodness, the acquittal is terrible. I think going with prison here would be a decent compromise. If we can organize this. How did you become a Fermier Général? There are so many rumors about it. I inherited the position from my father-in-law. Filthy nepotist. Why did you agree to take it? I was working for the King of France, for the whole state, really. I was honored by it. To be honest, I also enjoyed the work. You enjoy being rich. I think you married because you wanted your father-in-law to give you that position. What a revolting insinuation. The truth is that that thanks to the marriage, he started earning a lot more money than an average person. Marrying a wealthy woman is not a crime. How old was your wife when you married? 13. I do not see how the age of my wife is relevant to the case. I mean... Did you keep a laboratory in operation by using taxpayers' money? That is an interesting question, actually. Yes, Monsieur le Juge. What exactly did you discover? Anything useful? I explained, among others, the phenomenon of combustion, disproved the phlogiston theory, constructed the calorimeter. What is he talking about? Do those discoveries help the regular citizen? Science does not necessarily immediately help people, but one day those discoveries will. Did you hear that? Science doesn't help people. How much money was spent on your research? I never measured it. I have been working on my discoveries for years. You didn't measure it because we were paying. Right, so right now they're locking him up, or they want to lock him up. We need to watch out for this. Don't want to have it become too urgent. I don't know. So he's clearly a brilliant mind, right? Probably also a historical person, let's be honest here. I'm just wondering, why did you not focus solely on science? Tell us more about the foreign scientists that asked for your help and financial support. Who were they? Some of them were Italian chemists, great scientific minds, but not so talented when it comes to raising money. Bartolomeo Beccaria, Diego Petrarca, I don't even know how to pronounce the Italian words, don't worry about it. Petrarca, Daniele Marconi. You supported Italians, even though they have been at war with France so many times. That's right. We have fought with each and every one of our neighbors. What does that have to do with science? Was it not scientists like you who created the firearm? An object that completely changed the art of war? My work was not connected to weaponry. Can we believe you? I think we can believe him in that regard. What are the questions again? Did he confess to the crime and explain his work as a tax collector? Aside from your position at the Ferme Generale and your scientific works, do you have any other occupation? I'm also a member of the Gunpowder Commission, and before the beginning of the revolution I was assigned to officiate the Administrative Council of the Caisse d'Escompte. I'm wondering, maybe he did do something with weaponry? Do you not think that is a lot for just one person? Greedy fraud. The people who assigned me to those positions never once complained about the quality of my work. It must be a coincidence that most of those people have already been sentenced to prison or the guillotine. Someone has finally taken care of those thieving rogues. People are feeling a bit uppity, but I think this is still fine. They're a bit anxious. Not really too worried about it. Let's talk about the money stuff from the state treasury. Why did you not focus solely on science? I had enough time to engage in various activities. If you focused on one field, you could be more efficient, don't you think? Thank you for your concern, but my daily routine is my business. No, it is not. As a public official, you should spend all your time and energy on your work for the state, but you did not. What will that leech say now? Regular people have to focus on one task. For me, it is not enough. I would be bored to death. What could I do the guillotine? Are you crazy? Let us talk about the money you stole from the state treasury. What stolen money? What is the basis of this accusation? The money you were stealing from France was used to support foreign scientists. Why? We do not know. But we suspect it had something to do with war. I was financing foreign research, yes, but with my own money, and it had nothing to do with war. You were acting against the best interests of the state. That is treason. Do you know what we do to traitors? Let me just say that it will take you only an instant to cut off this head, but 100 years may not suffice to reproduce its like. The Republic has no need for scientists. I kind of do. We can do one more question. Sure, let's do all the questions here. You have been accused of swindles and deceit of all sorts. One of them is selling damp tobacco. Absurd. I have personally admonished my suppliers to make sure that the tobacco stays dry. Look through my papers, you will find the reports. You could have put those reports among other papers to deceive us. People like him are natural-born liars. You have kept exemplary documentation, I have kept exemplary documentation, never once acting against my conscience. The conscience of a tax collector. I assume it did not stand in your way when you were taking money from starving farmers. You always acted according to French tax legislation. That law was dreadful. I don't think he's guilty at all. I'll be honest with you, I don't think he's guilty at all. I mean, I would say no here. He quoted French law, and he used his own money. I would acquit him. I'll be honest with you. I would acquit him, but at the same time, like, he's clearly not guilty. He is clearly not guilty. I'm going to send him to prison, though, because he did serve in the Ferme Générale, and the general attitude towards that is to sentence them. As I understand from the flavor text, that is what I am here to do. He did serve there, he did come in through nepotism. All of the charges are actually true, not the one that is treason or fraud, but corruption and nepotism are true. I do think that we lose a very valuable mind here, but it's a prison sentence. You can't be on the side of the Ancien Regime and expect me to not give you a prison sentence at the very least. For his crimes, Antoine Lavoisier is sentenced to prison. Take the convict away. That verdict is far too lenient for such a profound enemy of the Republic. Only prison for a traitor like him? Impossible. What kind of punishment is that? Go cry in your fucking shed, audience. Alright, this was fairly okay. We didn't lose too much with either side, so I think it worked out quite fine. Who's this? Jean-Marie Roland. Oh! My name should not be unknown to you. After all, you wiped your shoes on it during King Louis's trial. Citizen Capet, not King. King Louis, Auguste Bourbon, Duc de Berry. Duc de Berry. Thanks to you flinging around half-truths and speculation, everyone is calling for my head, accusing me of corruption and treason. While you used your backs as a stepladder, used our backs as a stepladder on your way up the social hierarchy. Corrupting politicians does not always work out. Danton does it. Molville tried to, but they caught you. Happens. I will probably be dismissed from my station. I may even end up at the guillotine. But I will make sure your head rolls after mine. You will be my comrade in misery. Threatening a judge of the tribunal is an even worse idea than supporting a despised king and corrupting politicians of the convention. I will get rid of your candidate for captain of the guard. Then I will go after you. It took me and my wife too long to get where we are. I will not die because of some overboozed maggot that likes to call himself a judge. You will see how we wage war in Paris' salons, you treacherous mongrel. He definitely does not like us. But when do they ever like us? Dear comrade, I hear the news of Minister Roland's unexpected visit. I have to confess that Roland knows about me something that he should not have. I am certain he is already weaving an intrigue against us. We have to start working on one against him. François Henriot. Play something for me, son. I have work to do. As you wish, father. Alrighty. I mean, everybody will hate this. I can already tell you that. Increases the rate at which the statue is constructed. Now, who gives a shit? Paragraphs and codes. Bernard's musical interests notwithstanding, he needs to learn some more prospective skills. Yeah. Should actually listen to his violin. I bet this will bring us down here. But I think we're fine. I think I'm just going to listen to him once. Bring up the revolutionaries here a bit. Maybe make them like us eventually a bit more. Let's endure. Oh god. That's a really hard shift down, you know? Oh, she likes it. Oh, everybody likes it except him. Fuck you, Aldrich. You idiot. Hate ya. Alright. This is the map phase. Right, what can I do here? Oh, this is an enemy phase. We conquered this though, I guess? Oh, excuse you. Enemy agents will fight for your agents for territory. They can take over your sections or neutral sections. When at least 2 hostile agents meet in one section, combat ensues. Remember that a diplomat has little chance against a brutal fighter. After a defeat on combat, your agent becomes injured. They can still move around but are not able to perform any actions. Your main section is vital. The buildings here enable you to influence the rest of the game. Protect it at all costs. If you let it out of your grasp, you will lose the game. Oh Jesus. I'm telling you straight up, by the way, if I'm losing this game, and I will never try to lose it, but if I do lose the game... Oh, the revolutionaries are hostile to me. If I do lose the game, I will... That's it. Like, I'm playing this game the way I'm playing it. If I don't survive the revolution, I don't survive the revolution, you know? This is quite nice. The people like me. Alright, you clearly want to move over here and have him fight. Yeah, absolutely. What can I do here with you? Lower the crowd's fervor. What's the fervor like anyway? No, it's quite low. Increase your influence over the district. Yes. Thank you very much. I don't know if that already did anything. The way I see it, let's have the fight here. What? Intrigue. Jean-Marie Roland. The documents discovered in Capet's iron cabinets raised suspicions regarding Roland. The minister hates the tribunal for openly ridiculing him, and he will not forgive you for it. His intelligent wife holds an even stronger grudge. Number of successes... What? What is this? 3 and 5? Perform actions correctly to fill the progress bar. If you carry out too few, you will lose. If you perform more than necessary, you will receive a bonus. Oh my god, what? Perform actions correctly to fill the progress bar. If you carry out too few, you will lose. If you perform more than necessary, you will receive a bonus. Ah, so 3 are necessary, 5 are a bonus. The documents discovered in Capet's iron's cabinet raised suspicions regarding Roland. The minister hates... Right, we've already seen this. Day 1. So far, there are only rumors that Roland destroyed the documents. If we find someone from his social circle to corroborate this, we would gain a powerful tool. We have a potential candidate. Philippe Coté was among the people who opened Capet's iron cabinet. For an action to be successful, you need to persuade the required number of people. You can also send your diplomats to do it for you. Remember, you can only do this while the block is active. The fuck? What does that mean? Send a diplomat? I think we have enough influence. We're not using it for anything else, really. Chance 70% or convince him. Which we do not know how it will actually turn out. I mean, let's try it. Hey, it worked. Jesus. Spreading rumors. Methods of solution. Some actions require you to make decisions about tactics. Each decision may have a different chance of success. Choose how to resolve this. When Roland recognized the contents of the iron cabinet, he allegedly asked for a moment of privacy and was left alone with the evidence. In light of Citizen Capet being accused of conspiracy and the lack of evidence, we could try accusing the minister of destroying it. Coté confirming these sensational details would surely help. Diplomacy. A few casual remarks made by the respected Jacques-Louis David should unleash an avalanche. Court guard Raphael Clovis, your loyal subordinate, will have to talk some sense into a few heads so they release how big a threat Roland is. Oh, because we succeeded in this, we get additional 10% here. But it doesn't show me how well it goes. The thing is, we have diplomacy of force. Let's try diplomacy, right? Ah, intrigues are carried out in a matter of days. The results of some action blocks may only be seen the next day. I see. Okay, so this, we don't know how it's going to turn out. But we are done for the day. Okay. Okay, I see. Can I watch you fight? Any oh, they are fighting. So this takes 1 day. I see, I see. How do I... Let's take a look at this, right? Days left before the inspection. What do you mean the inspection? What kind of progress do we need to make to win the inspection there? I don't know. Let's end the day here. And let's see. Sorry for the for the notes. Let's see what awaits us here on day 9. The revolutionaries demand the death penalty. Kind of have to go with the death penalty, and I think it's fine as well. All right, let's look at the notebook. Yeah, the revolutionaries don't really like us. Our reputation is pretty decent. Our influence is growing. We are now at 5 every day. We do have nobody new here as far as I can tell. What do we have here? Nothing in particular either. Alright, so far so good. Let's read the case. The defendant is Antoine Barnave, a 32-year-old politician and famous orator. Parisians remember him for his fiery speech defending the constitutional monarchy. He's known as a fierce enemy of the Republic and protector of the king. Seeing that his political efforts were fruitless, he joined the National Guard. In 1791, during the notorious flight to Varennes, the Capets were detained by the Guard. Antoine Barnave and 2 other soldiers were ordered to escort the fugitives back to Paris. When Barnave met Marie Antoinette, he was absolutely charmed. The two developed a potentially sexual relationship. Later, they were frequently writing to each other. In her letters, Marie Antoinette often expressed hope for the survival of absolute monarchy. Not long after, Barnave joined the Jacobins, hoping to help the Capets and alleviate the radical approach of the revolutionaries towards Citizen Capet and Marie Antoinette. His efforts, however, were futile. Due to his sympathy towards the monarchy and the Capets, especially Marie Antoinette, he was under constant surveillance. Now, we have finally managed to collect enough evidence against him to file an indictment. One of the pieces of evidence is his correspondence with Marie Antoinette, which potentially proves his counter-revolutionary tendencies. Antoine Barnave ought to be punished like any other enemy of the revolution. Right, the letters are clearly evidence. I mean, where are the letters? Let's just do this one. There you go. Famous orator, that's personality. Escorting Citizen Capet. Marie Antoinette might be a motive. Yep, there you go. Charmed by the Queen. Maybe extenuating circumstances. Sympathy towards the monarchs. Counter-revolution, quite clearly. Escorting Citizen Capet. That's circumstances, apparently. And then letters addressed to Marie Antoinette. There you go. Easy money. Easy money. The people are currently calm, which is very nice. I think the more questions you just ask generally, the higher it goes, which means that in some cases you have to reach your verdict quite quickly, depending on whatever you want to reach. Anyway, let's start this case. You fell in love with Marie Antoinette. Are you Mr. Antoine or Monsieur Antoine Barnave? I am. Did you and your mistress, Marie Antoinette, plot against France? There are so many lies in your question that I cannot decide which one to deny first. He tries to defend himself with pretty words. So you're not pleading guilty? Of course not. Alright, let's take a look at this. There's a lot of innocence here. Why did the guards choose you to escort the Capets? It would appear that in your letters to Marie Antoinette you tried to convince her. Were you not afraid to openly support the monarchs on the eve of the revolution? You escorted the fugitive royals back to Paris. Not long ago you were on a path to a grand career. I remember your famous speech in defense of Citizen Capet. Your charisma could have taken you to the top, but instead you are here. Do you not regret it? That speech was not aimed against the revolution. I only wished to appeal to common sense. Many remember that performance as an attack on everything that started in France on the 14th of July. Nonsense. The changes were essential. Constitutional monarchy is a reasonable alternative to the old order. So in your opinion, people who brought misery to France should continue living in a palace. I do not think they should be guillotined only for their ancestry. Well, I mean, he didn't. He was a traitor. And he's a traitor to the revolution as well, I'll be honest with you. We have to push them out. If we don't push these people out, they will undermine the revolution and our position. If they undermine the revolution, we as a judge are dead. Why did Marie Antoinette make such an impression on you when you first met her? She is an incredibly well-mannered and sophisticated woman. I should have been blind not to see it. I would have been blind. He fell for her like a youngster. Really? Marie Antoinette is a married woman and I am a decent man. You can come to your own conclusions. I heard rumors that she did not really care for her wedding ring. And you are aware that rumors are not the best source of knowledge. Did you ever express your feelings to Marie Antoinette in your letters to her? Did you not read our letters carefully? I would not have dared to woo the Queen of France. You wrote about her wisdom and kindness. Sounds like you were paying her compliments. Those were just pleasantries. Maybe she was wooing him. The Austrian whore was insatiable. Right, yeah, this is speaking a clear language. What type of political system? A constitutional monarchy, of course. With what virtues did the Queen charm the defendant? Culture and class. How did the defendant learn about the escape of Citizen Capet? I actually do not know. Doesn't really matter. He's clearly innocent, to the degree where he does not actually want to harm the revolution as is, but he clearly, he was not against it with a constitutional monarchy, but there is no constitutional monarchy. It has no place in this country. So he needs to go. He's part of the old convention. Let's just say from an order, I guess. I don't fucking know, dude. Oh, I know. Win the revolution. Achievement unlocked. Perfectly fill in a report 5 times. Amazing. Thanks for telling me before I actually handed it in. It's a death penalty, boys. It is the death penalty. Easy case. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Get rid of him. Constitutional monarchy is no place in France because it has been proven to always lead to the same result, and sorry for hitting the mic there, which is the king and the queen conspiring to bring down the constitutional monarchy. I have no further questions, thank you. I sentence citizen Antoine Barnave to death by guillotine. Justice is served at last. That's how every court should operate, swift and bold. What is this? Right, the report filled out perfectly, thank you very much. What's the hierarchy like? Is nobody new here? Oh, holy oh. An ambitious, though not overly hard-working officer. He is gifted with an impeccable political sense that allows him to associate only with the people who are on the way to the very top. He knows exactly who is worth pursuing and who is best forgotten. Since the outburst of the revolution, he has steadily climbed the career ladder with his sights set on the position of commander of the guard. Interesting. Yeah, everything is going nice. This is nice. Not for him, but it is nice. You know, working out for us, pretty much. Oh, what's going on? This agent you order me to silence, it is done, but there's something you need to see for yourself. Alright, okay. Wait, what? Oh, let's hold a speech. They're positive, yeah, sure. Let's speak to him. So they are attached to the defendant. I will do humility, maybe. The crime... Maybe do some manipulation here. I want to reveal at least one of them here. Bull-headed. I'm gonna go with aggression and manipulation. So, not humility. We're gonna go with manipulation. A very weak argument. Manipulation. Maybe again manipulation. And then aggression. Let's take a look. Future generations will remember that we were not cowards. They will remember us delivering punishment for such hideous crimes. Do not listen to them when they say you cannot read. Listen to them when they beg for mercy at the guillotine. Oh, let's go. That one did it. Only death awaits the enemies of France. That's exactly right. Yes, satisfied. Beautiful. Gives us a decent reputation. Very, very nice. I performed my duties when the king was equal to France, and this is how France repays me. It is. They always make you look at the heads and look at the crowd. Oh my goodness. Bunch of animals. Bunch of animals.
Do you want to show me a common dead body?
It's not just a dead body. Look at that necklace.
A fleur-de-lis.
There's more, hidden under his clothes. We found a message in the inner pocket of his cloak. It's an order. Someone told that man to build support for a mysterious R in the district.
Who is arrogant enough to take Louis' place?
Only aristocrats are powerful enough to secretly organize people like him.
Even they would need help from someone in the convention. So who is R?
Robespierre, maybe? If he's allying with aristocrats, we must tell someone. Everyone.
It could be Minister Roland. As long as we are not sure, we would only create panic.
If that's the case, we'll have to hunt down other agents. This one won't be telling us anything.
We have no other choice. If this R is trying to gain support, you must do the same, for the greater good.
Roland or Robespierre? I suspect Roland, but you never know. Decapitation still had not lost its charm since the beginning of the revolution. A group of people were gathered in a Parisian street surrounding something on the floor. Your prestigious position allowed you to make your way to the center of their mob, only to find a man's severed head. What had caught everyone's attention was the head's facial expression. It was grinning. It was so unusual that the crowd stared, hypnotized for no apparent reason. You wonder if anyone had thought to ask about the rest of the corpse. A lone severed head should definitely cause curiosity, even if for purely scientific reasons. And now you're staring alongside everybody else. Let's get rid of the head here. Smiling, head was removed and the people dispersed. That's Paris. Sure. That is Paris. Maybe. Alright, let's finish today. Oh, there's a demonstration going on. Take his sons to a pro-revolution demonstration. Let them see real life up close. You know what? Actually like that one. But also just support the construction. I'm going to take him to a demonstration, you sure? He will hate it. Yeah, father, get out of here. They're all... Oh, that's good then. He was like, yeah, we're outside. Hey. Oh, nice. Alright, so far so good. Let's take a look at the map here. We got rid of one of this dude. He ceases to exist. Ah, unknown character, but we're slowly building a profile of his. That's interesting. How did they retake that? Riots block agents except the bruiser and prevent you from gaining influence point from the sections. When not quelled, riots make a section neutral and can quickly spread. So he's telling me that I need to send him in here to beat up some people. Quell riots. Right. This is now ours. The construction of the building actually continues. How fast does it continue? And can you show me the... Ah. Daily rate at which the statue is constructed. 2%. That's nice. What should we do here? Attitude neutral. Lower the crowd's fervor. No, absolutely not. Anything, I would like you to move over here, I suppose. Yeah, I think we're gonna move over here. And then you're gonna influence this one. Let's go to Intrigue. Sure. This was a success. Let's go. Spreading rumors, boys. The documents discovered in Capet's iron cabinets raised... Right. And that's every... Oh no, there you go. Gaining support. We cannot linger and allow our enemy to regain strength. We need to use all the rumors and accusations and work on the deputies of the convention who will attack the minister during a session. Form an action. Ah. Right. Let's try to convince him. Grace Elliott is a loyalist. I'm gonna try to convince her. I'm actually gonna send a diplomat here to get a 70% chance. Georges Danton. I will just convince. Take a look at this. I see, I see. So he's attached to these topics. Is this just also a preparation, like a test? Let's try manipulation twice here. What do we want to achieve? Need to take care of something. Okay, this was weak, but these were perfect, or at least perfect and strong. So I'm gonna go with humility here then. France is bleeding, and people like Roland will not let it heal its wounds. On the contrary, they only make them deeper. I get this. Roland is a leech, but he is also a minister and a deputy chosen by the people. In order to avoid punishment, Roland started a vendetta against me. By doing so, did he not declare war on the new order? If the deputies see that you want Roland to be gone, maybe they will stop suspecting you of being a royalist. The dominance of the Jacobins would be a pleasant thing. It would make ruling over the country so much easier, and France would get up off its knees. Fine, I will help. Beautiful. Very nice. We did it, boys. Got some nice endorsement here. Now we're gonna do the same with Grace Elliott. Oh, this is already... From time to time, your enemy may ruin your plans with a counterattack. In such cases, you need to respond quickly and rationally. What? Henriot is abusing his family. In order to defend himself against potential attacks from the convention, Roland revealed that François Henriot, who is running for commander-in-chief of the National Guard, is abusing his family. Those revelations are yet to be confirmed. Perhaps Roland will try to use this rumor to sabotage Henriot's candidacy. Right, I see. Henriot had to show himself with his family to demonstrate his happiness. It would be best to find those who spread these rumors and be rid of them. You know what? I think we're going to try to use force here. Oh man, I don't know. Actually, I think we're going to try diplomacy. Just, you know, it's like an interview there. They're just like looking at each other like, hey, we all like each other. But maybe the family won't really cooperate. You know what? Let's use force here. Chance of success, 60%. Alright, okay. So, we are pretty well. We are almost in the topic of a successful intrigue. Beautiful. Right, and that's pretty much it. We're trying to quell this one. You have to take a look at every single one each time. And I think bad relations with father, that's fine. That counter-revolutionary. Never should have come to my house, is all I can say in that regard. What comes next? Paris should be grateful for having such a fierce defender of justice in you. Should we, the deputies of the National Convention, be scared for our positions? Long live the Republic, Robespierre. Interesting. I will leave you here, and we will see each other in the next episode tomorrow. Oh, what is this? The aristocrats are now a faction. Really? I have a wonderful reputation. Jesus, look at this stuff. Pour papa. Ah. Wait, what? Why? We have a good relationship with her. Why did you... Son, are you like a psychopath or something? Anyway, I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. And let us build our very own empire in the Republic of France. I will see you later, alligator. Goodbye.